I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna hurt David Morrell as much as possible. More than anybody's ever hurt him and more than anybody will hurt. He's never gonna forget David Benavidez after this fight.
The rivalry between David Benavidez and David Morrell has been growing for some time, and now it's really heating up. What started with them throwing belts at each other has turned into a full-blown war of words. What was once just a fight between two top light heavyweights has now become personal, filled with pride, respect, and bad blood. It looks like we might finally get the fight we've been waiting for this weekend. David Benavidez and David Morrell are two of the best fighters in boxing right now, and they've been moving up the ranks quickly. Now, they're on a crash course with each other. It's not just about the titles anymore. It's the bad blood between them that's making this fight one of the most talked about in recent boxing. The war of words between Benavidez and Morrell has been building up for a while, with insults and accusations flying. Things really heated up when they faced off before their February 1st showdown. You could feel the tension in the air. Morrell, known for his powerful punches, stayed calm, but Benavidez came out swinging with both words and threats. For him, this fight is personal. So many people on social media have been saying I don't respect Jose Benavidez Sr. and him too. Morrell fired back.
Maybe if he would have just hold on a little bit more like about a year or two. He's a dangerous fighter though, we're not on.
His words were sharp and full of the kind of frustration that only comes from a long time build-up. Morrell wasn't just talking about Benavidez anymore. He was fed up with all the disrespect aimed at him. I didn't say anything to Benavidez Sr. at the press conference in California in December, Morrell said. I see him, and he's acting like an intruder, talking nonsense. I'm not the one talking trash. Morrell made it clear he wasn't starting the trash talk. He was just responding to everything being said about him. It's not like the Beterbiev versus Bivol fight, where you can just talk about who might win. You know it's a great fight no matter what. That's how I feel about the David and Canelo fight. But now, it wasn't just about words, it was about standing up for his name and honor. When it was Benavidez's turn to speak, he didn't hold back either. I don't care. You disrespected my family, he fired back, full of confidence. I'm kicking her ass on February 1st. That moment made it clear what was really on the line. It wasn't just about the titles anymore. It wasn't just another fight. This had turned personal. The insults and threats had crossed the line, and now both men were ready to settle it. Everybody says they want to fight the boogeyman of the division, but the best guy is him, Benavidez said. After me, it's him. I want to fight the ones who believe in themselves, who think they can knock me out. The ones saying I haven't faced anyone like them. But Morrell wasn't backing down. He had something to prove. I've been trying to show David Benavidez what's up for a long time, he said, his voice confident but full of anger. If they don't understand that, it's on them. But if they want war, they're gonna get it. It's too late now. Morrell's words were a clear message to Benavidez. The fight was on, and there was no going back. The tension only kept building from there. Jose Benavidez Sr., Benavidez's father, stepped in and made it clear that he thought Morrell needed a big lesson. He promised that his son wasn't just training to win, he was training to hurt Morrell so badly that Morrell would have to retire after their fight on February 1st.
I'm a beating man. To be honest with you, I think David, is going to stop him maybe like in the 9-10 round.
The Benavidez camp wasn't just aiming for a win. They were out to prove they were the top fighters in the light heavyweight division. That kind of talk only made things hotter. Benavidez himself, known for his trash-talking and knockout power, took it even further. This is the mindset I've been training with the whole camp, he said, talking about his intense preparation. All my opponents say I don't have defense, that I'm stiff like RoboCop. They say I've got nothing. Mark my words, all of them end up in the hospital. That's what I'm going to do to David Morrell. Benavidez wasn't just talking about winning. He was talking about taking complete control. I'm going to beat him, he said, making it clear he was ready to back up every word. I'm going to put him in the hospital, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Benavidez continued, his words sharp and full of intent. There was no mistaking what he meant. He was coming for Morrell, and he wasn't planning to leave anything to chance. Every word was loaded, showing just how serious and focused he was on making his statement in the ring. Morrell, though quieter than Benavidez during their virtual face-off, wasn't lacking confidence. He stayed calm, responding to Benavidez's threats with a coolness that only made the tension worse. "You're the RoboCop," Morel said, his voice steady. "I'm ready to fight tomorrow. I don't care." His confidence in facing Benavidez was clear. He wasn't backing down or getting scared, and he was ready for whatever came his way. The tension only grew with all the bad blood from the press conferences. When asked about the Miami incident, where Morel threw a belt at Benavidez and Benavidez ducked, Morel didn't hold back. "I don't know why the belt was thrown," he said. "That's something you just don't do. What if someone got hurt? You don't play like that." He also made it clear that Benavidez wasn't who he claimed to be. He walks around acting like he's from the hood, like he's a gangster. Benavidez wasn't backing down either. He took every opportunity to take shots at Morel, making it clear he wasn't afraid of the challenge. Benavidez took a shot at Morel for staying quiet during their face-off, mocking him for not following through on his earlier talk. "You had so much to say before the press conference," Benavidez said, imitating Morel. "You said I'm RoboCop, you're gonna knock me out, that I don't have anything. But now look at you, you're not saying a word. What happened to all that confidence? You can't even talk now. I'm going to beat you, just watch." Benavidez wasn't done. "After I beat you, I want you to say that too," he added, throwing down a challenge Morel couldn't ignore. He kept pushing, determined to make Morel feel the heat. "We still have 9 weeks. We've been grinding. We went 12 rounds today with these guys," he said. "We've got more work ahead, but I'm coming for you, David Morel. We're not worried about you." Morel, though, stayed calm. He didn't let Benavidez rattle him. "After the fight, I'll say, 'Let's go to my house,'" he replied coolly, showing he wasn't fazed by anything Benavidez had to say. Morel kept it simple but confident when he responded, "I'll teach you how to box." It was his way of showing that despite all the insults, he was sure he could leave the ring victorious. He wasn't fazed by Benavidez's trash talk, and he wasn't backing down from the fight. The war of words didn't stop there. Benavidez also accused Morel of using performance-enhancing drugs, PEDs, to boost his rise in boxing. "We've got our eyes on him with the V8 testing," Benavidez said, making it clear he wasn't taking any chances. "I'm not going to say too much, just look at the records. No one's ever accused me of steroids. But people have accused him of using PEDs. That's all I'm saying. In this camp, we made sure everything was clean. All fighters are being tested." Benavidez even claimed there was some sketchy stuff going on. "They say David Morel was tested the whole camp, but he wasn't. And after the fight, there was no drug test done, which is kind of strange to me," he added. "But honestly, I don't really care."
The boogeyman, like, I want to fight the best division is him. So, after me, but it's him, you know. It's simple.
I want to fight the people that they have confidence in themselves, that they think they're going to go in there and knock me out.
Despite all the accusations, Benavidez was clear he was focused on the fight ahead. When the steroid accusations came up, Morel fired back right away. "I'm clean," he said, standing his ground. "Before every fight, people talk nonsense. I knock them out, and then after the fight, they say I'm doping. Why? It's just hard work. I've sparred with everyone, and no one has ever said I'm on PEDs. After they fight me, they say, he's on PEDs because they can feel my power." But Benavidez wasn't buying it. "You make the fighters do V-testing, but then you don't test them after the fight," he shot back. The accusations kept coming, and it was clear this was just one more layer of tension between the two fighters. Morel, staying calm as usual, talked about his camp. "Everything's been going great," he said. "We've been working hard, and I know it's going to be a tough fight, but this is exactly the kind of challenge I want. These are the fighters I want to face. Our camp has been amazing." Even with all the drama, Morel stayed focused, confident, and ready for the fight ahead. Morel stood his ground, responding firmly to Benavidez's accusations. "I've been tested 6 times in camp, in just 2 weeks," he said. "I'm clean. I don't need peace." He was clear and resolute, not backing down from the challenge. Benavidez didn't let it go. "I'm going to watch you on the floor, laid out," he said. "I know you see me in your nightmares. I'll see you soon." With that, the verbal battle reached its peak, but the bad blood between them was far from over. Morel's brother spoke up, confident in his sibling's strength. My brother has way more experience and power than this guy, he said. This is just hype. You can see he's scared. With February 1st fast approaching.
But it's like, there better be a Bivol fight. You can say who you think's gonna win. You can't say like, oh.
The fight is more than just about titles. The tension between Benavidez and Morel is real, and their words have only made people more excited. When these two finally face off in the ring, it's going to be a showdown like no other. This fight is about more than just the championship. It's about respect, pride, and legacy. Only one of them will walk away with everything. I haven't fought anyone like him, but he's never fought anyone like me, Benavidez said. I'm going to show everyone that there are different levels to this. When I say I'm going to break his mouth, that's exactly what I mean. Benavidez is coming into the February 1st showdown with Morel with a clear, no-nonsense attitude. He's focused on one thing, knocking out Morel and proving he's the best. I don't care about his trash talk, Benavidez said, showing he won't be distracted. I'm ready for February 1st. I'm focused on one goal, hurting David Morel. Benavidez isn't just looking for a win. He's after something bigger. I'm coming for the knockout, he said, his words full of fire and confidence. Benavidez has the kind of confidence that comes from years of experience in the ring. When it comes to Morel, he's seen some of what he can do, but he doesn't think he's proven everything yet. I really don't know what he brings to the table, Benavidez said. That's why I know this is going to be a tough fight. Benavidez sees Morel's tough talk as just more fuel for his fire. This just gives me more energy to do what I need to do, he said. I'm going to put a beating on him. His voice is calm but full of focus as he gets ready to face Morel and show him the consequences of disrespect. He believes Morel is putting on a tough act, but it won't last. He's trying to act tough. But when February 1st comes, none of that matters, he said. I'm going to break his mouth. Benavidez doesn't hold back when talking about his own strengths. I've got the experience, I've got the belt, and I've got everything I need, he said, showing confidence in his years of work and success. He's ready to prove his skill and experience are more than enough to take down Morel. Benavidez thinks Morel might have the stamina, but he's confident he is what it takes to win. He's got crazy stamina, I'll give him that, Benavidez said. But on February 1st, I'm knocking him out. It's going to be a horrible loss for him. He's talking trash for no reason. For Benavidez, this fight is personal. It's not just about skill. It's about proving himself. It's good he's got the Cubans with him today, he said. But when he gets knocked out, they'll all leave him. Benavidez isn't worried about Morel's trash talk. He's sure about what's coming. He better do what he says he's going to do. We'll see each other on February 1st, he said. I'm glad he thinks this is an easy fight. Benavidez is staying focused. He's not letting Morel's words distract him. He's ready to show that he's the one prepared for what's coming. Benavidez is putting in serious work at the gym. When I step into that ring, I'm going to be 100%. Everyone better get ready, he warns. He's confident that Morel's talk won't be enough to beat him. They all say the same thing before they get in the ring with me, but when it's go time, it's a whole different story, he added, reminding everyone that no one has lived up to their pre-fight talk when facing him. This fight is personal for Benavidez. This isn't fake. We don't like each other. We're going to put on a real fight, he said, showing just how serious this rivalry is. For him, it's about more than just winning. It's about proving he's one of the best. Nobody's stopping me. This is my year. This is the era of David Benavidez, he declared, making it clear he's ready to leave his mark in the sport. On the other hand, Morel remains confident, but Benavidez is determined to show that he's in a league of his own. Morel is fired up for this fight and isn't holding back on his trash talk. He felt disrespected by Benavidez at their first press conference. He didn't respect me, so now I'm giving it right back. This is my time, and I don't owe him any respect, Morel said. For him, it's not just about winning the title, it's about proving he's one of the best. I feel great and really excited to be in Miami. It always feels like home, Morel added, feeling the weight of the big moment. His confidence is clear. He's not intimidated by Benavidez's words. I'm 100% focused in training and getting all the support I need from my team and family in Texas, he said, ready to take on whatever comes his way. This fight isn't just about boxing for Morel. It's about showing everyone that he belongs at the top. For Morel, this fight is everything. A win can change everything for me. This is my moment, he says, knowing how big this opportunity is. It's not just about the title for him. It's about something deeper. When I step into the ring, I'll be thinking about Cuba, he says. I'm fighting for my family and for Cuba. Everything I've done in my career has led me to this. For Morel, this isn't just another fight. It's his chance to make a name for himself and show the world what he's made of. For Morel, this fight isn't just about him. It's for his country and his roots. I have to be aggressive and make my people proud, he says, putting his Cuban heritage front and center. On February 1st, I'll show everyone who the real boogeyman is in this division. He's not just another contender. He's here to make a statement and prove he's the next big thing. But he knows the pressure's huge. Even with all the confidence, he's focused on staying grounded. A lot of people talk big, but I'm keeping calm and focusing on the basics, he explains.
Oh man, I'm surprised that Bivol won, or I'm surprised that Better Be of won. You're like, man, that's a damn good fight. So-and-so won, so.
For Morel, it's all about putting in the hard work, because that's what will really make the difference when, as the fight gets closer, everyone's talking about these two fighters and the boxing world can't agree on who's going to win. Even Canelo Alvarez, one of the biggest names in the sport, admits he's torn. It's going to be a good fight, Canelo says, calling it a 50-50 matchup. His take shows just how close and competitive this fight really is. Since he's fought both guys, Canelo knows how tough it is for both fighters and understands how uncertain the outcome is. Canelo's also told Morel to keep pushing, but he's clear that David Benavidez is a different kind of challenge. I want you back here when David beats the expletive out of him, Canelo adds, showing his confidence in Benavidez. Sean Porter, a former champ, also shares his thoughts on the fight. He gives the edge to Benavidez, though he admits Morel's no easy opponent. David's got the experience, and that's a big advantage, he says, recognizing both fighters' skills. The fight is set to be a real battle, and no one knows for sure how it will turn out. Porter thinks Benavidez has the edge over Morel because of his experience and power. Both guys are big, but David is more of a natural 175-pounder, he says. For Porter, experience matters. Benavidez has already fought top opponents and won, while Morel hasn't faced someone with the same level of toughness and skill. Porter points out that Morel hasn't had a real test yet. His fight with Hot Rod was different, he explains. It wasn't about standing and trading punches. It was more about trying to catch up with someone who was staying away from him. When it comes to Morel's win over Ravo Kadek, Porter feels it didn't show the same kind of pressure Benavidez will bring. Ravo hits harder than Benavidez, Porter admits, but David's faster, and he can do both, box and bang. That's why he's so dangerous. For Porter, Benavidez's skills across the board make him the more well-rounded threat.
Porter
explains that while Benavidez is strong, he doesn't usually overwhelm opponents with constant punches. Instead, he's all about applying steady pressure, something Morel hasn't faced before. Morel's past fights haven't pushed him to the limit the way Benavidez is going to. Still, Porter is cautious about picking a winner. He remembers Benavidez showing some weakness, especially in his fight with Gix. Benavidez ran out of gas after 8 rounds and got hurt in the 12th, Porter points out. So, Benavidez might not have the stamina to keep up with Morel, who's known for his youthful energy. Even though Benavidez is fast and can bang with Morel, the fight is still up in the air. It's hard to say who will win. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.